What's up, guys? My name is Jomel Socorro.
My name's Jarron Gaddis.
And we are the Wannabe Boo podcast, bringing the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for lifu. This is episode 26.
26. It's that tasty number between being an adult and like still being operated by a child.
What? You mean like maturing into adulthood?
Yeah.
Like you're old enough to do everything else, but you're still like unsure what to do with your life?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So it's like the purgatory of life decisions.
Yeah. And then after that, it's your 30s, which is like am I still young or no?
Yeah, but I mean at that point, well, technically you should be married, wouldn't you?
I mean, should and shouldn't be is subjective.
True, it is, but I mean,
especially to all us losers out here.
Because I mean, looking around, people my age are already having families and stuff like that. So technically, we're at the age where we should be.
Yeah,
but anime
comes first, right?
Waifus for lifu, right?
Right.
Like we live by that statement.
Yeah. Titties are still nice though.
Real ones or 2D ones?
Both.
Both? Okay. Well.
Also, I'm a little sick, so if you hear me sniffling, it's
are you?
I'm sick, yeah.
You guys summer cold or something?
Yep. Because, when you work at a dollar store and you have to do register shit, sometimes you touch too many people. No,
yeah, actually, the money, because you don't know where money goes, and right. Sometimes
it's fucking stripper's butthole. Who knows?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you experienced. I know some people have like posted stories about like when they used to be cashiers, like people like pull like dollar bills out of their like breasts. I
see it all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yep, all the damn time.
Well, there we go.
It's fucking awful.
You get like gonorrhea infested.
Yeah, that's right.
Infested like stripper money or singles coming out of their breast pockets.
I don't think that's where gonorrhea is stored.
You sure? I don't know.
I don't think gonorrhea is stored in the titties.
I don't know. I watched cells that worked around.
You're right. No,
I'm actually much of a biologist myself.
Right, right. When the platelets, right? Yeah.
The platelets.
Whatever.
Platelet chans. Come on.
Yeah.
They're cute.
And the coons, there's boys.
That's true. Yeah, they're also very, very cute. But then the only thing that makes it sad is that they don't live that long.
They live for what is it?
10 days.
10 days at max, or is that the minimum?
9 to 10 days, I think, it's a max.
Which is why they all look like children.
Exactly.
They die really fast.
Ironically, though, the reason why you get blood clots is because of platelets.
Yeah.
So,
they're working hard for you.
They would really the lowly. If you want to get weeb with it, the lowly aesthetic would literally kill you. Because the platelets, because if you have enough platelets, it will block arteries, and you get blood clots, and then you get a heart attack. And
I wonder if they're gonna tackle that.
What does?
Just too many children.
Too many children, because then that would require like some medication to deplete platelets. That would mean killing them off.
They have to show you how to do how they do medicine and stuff. Because I mean, first is the blood cells. First the blood cells, which you got, and platelets and the white blood cells.
Right.
And in their most recent episode, they did more of the immune system cells.
Right.
And I'm assuming it's gonna be 12 episodes. Like, you just can't. There is a lot of stuff you can do with the body, but again, be very interesting to see what they do with how medicine interacts with it.
That's true. We haven't seen the Osmosis Jones part of it.
Right.
maybe it's probably like, actually maybe it's a ninja.
You're right.
So it's like they have instead of he's got a medicine sword and all that.
Like I would love if maybe you took a supplement, like a little magnesium ninja.
There we go. Yeah. They're like, and just powers everything up.
Right, that'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, I can't wait to see where that goes. But we're not here to talk about cells.
Exactly. We talk more than just anime.
Right.
We also talk about games.
Once in every blue moon.
That's true, because games come and go, and there's only E3's already done.
E3's done. There's not much coming out these days.
Yeah.
I mean, you really just kind of gotta go with the news behind the game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing Zelda now, even though I'm a year late. But
well, I mean, Zelda's that game's gonna be timeless. Granted, the DLC wasn't great, but
of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Which one? Which one? The first one or the second one?
There was 3, weren't there?
There's 2 right now. At least what I
Right,
saw.
there's the master trial, and then there's the wait.
Yeah, there's Magic Trials, and then there's the 4 champions.
Right, the champions ballot. So that right. And then
So I'm thinking about getting that as well because it looks interesting.
You should, especially since when you start the game and all that shit's just kind of there. Because once you get the DLCs, I think you get all the add-ons.
Oh, okay.
Like all the costumes, the
I thought they were hidden in chests because that's what it said.
I mean, they are hidden, but most of them are like in the beginning level areas.
Oh, okay.
I think you can find the majority of them on the plateau.
Oh, okay. Well, that won't be too bad. Right now, I'm just, I see. I don't know where I'm going at with Zelda because I'm just exploring and getting every tower I can because I'm bullshitting my way through every section of the gigantic map as it is.
I mean, that's essentially what. I mean, no, I did mine kind of more like methodical.
How so?
Where, all right, so I mean, I guess spoilers, whatever. Once you get off the plateau,
right?
Zelda tells you to go to this one place, to the Kakariko Village.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten there.
Jesus Christ, Jomel.
I've been to every other tower besides that place. Right now, I think I'm in the desert plateau area because I climbed like a snow mountain and then just paraglided my way to one of the towers over there.
Yeah, well, I don't know why the fuck you're way up there, but I mean, okay, I can't say anything because the first like 30 minutes of the game, I got to the top of Hyrule to Castle.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't mean like, oh, I'm fighting Ganon.
Oh, okay.
I mean the literal point at the top of the actual castle.
Really? What the fuck?
I was dedicated because
how far did you upgrade your stamina at all? No, you were just like
you get real lucky. Well, okay, I don't want to say lucky, but like
some spots you can rest on.
There's some spots you can rest on.
Okay.
You kind of abuse your parasail because even if you're out of stamina, you can pull it out for a second.
Right. So
when you're falling, you can like stop yourself, control yourself for maybe like a second or two, and you continue falling. So you just kind of take advantage of that. Because
does your stamina I haven't tested this yet. Because does your stamina like recharge as you're falling?
Yeah.
Okay, so it does. Does it? Because I haven't tested it yet.
I think it does.
I've been safe for the most part because I've calculated how much stamina I need to get to a certain point, and then I know my safe drop distance. So I've been calculating that so far. I haven't actually tested if I can or if the stamina recharges as you fall.
I'm honestly I don't remember. I mean, I played that game for fucking hours. Like I've definitely done everything except. No, I can't say everything. There was a couple missions I didn't do, like find the royal weapons in the castle. No. Yes, I did. Because I loved exploring Hyrule Castle. That's why I did it. Fuck. I didn't find all the Kakariko seeds, because fuck that.
How many are there? I'm just accidentally finding them.
300.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Maybe there's more. Let me see. But, I mean, you don't...
I mean, I'm just finding the ones that are blatantly obvious. Like the boulder ones, and then the one at your resting spot.
Yeah. I mean, you're just when they say like there's something around every corner, they mean every corner there's a fucking Kakariko seed.
Okay.
Like you can walk 2 feet and find another one.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't mind the fact that even if you collect all of them, you don't really get anything. I mean, obviously I guess you haven't gotten to where. No. You can use the seeds, so I won't spoil what happens when you get enough.
All right.
By the way, you'll figure out what you can do with them once you go to the fucking village.
All right. That's okay. I'm in the opposite side of the map right now. I'm doing my thing. You could
be eliminating a problem that everyone has at the beginning of the game almost immediately.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I guess not eliminating the problem, but
it
helps. It helps. Okay. You. Let me see. How many fucking are there? There is 900.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's 3 times as more. What the fuck?
Yeah. But, I mean, outside of their initial use, getting all of them just kind of gives you, like, an in-game trophy.
Oh. All right.
If you want to call it a trophy. What you get as a trophy. Same with...
And if you want to plat it, I guess. If you want to plat the game. Or... No, I mean, that's PlayStation, but...
we use the exact same.
Okay.
Like, everyone says plat. Xbox, Nintendo,
all right.
PC. Because I guess it's like the easiest way to say it is I'm gonna plat it.
That's true, because that pretty much means you 100% everything.
Exactly. I mean, you could say 100%, but plat sounds so much cooler.
Yeah, that's true, and it's easier to say. It's like one word or one syllable.
Right. Platelets.
Yes, 'cause that's what matters here.
Right. But there's two essential like long ass tasks that take forever to do.
Okay.
Outside of like those little side missions you get by talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
There's collecting all the seeds and then taking a picture of everything that moves, every variation of everything, including birds, insects.
Like with the Sheikah plate?
With the Sheikah plate.
Okay.
Because you eventually meet people that'll let you start cataloging stuff.
I see.
And that is a fucking process because you have to do every weapon, every bug, every bird, every piece of food,
Jesus.
every animal that the food came from, every enemy.
How are you gonna do every food? That's like a bunch of combinations.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Because I just started.
There's also cooking every food.
Yeah, because I just started messing around with the cooking system, and I realized the combination level is close to limitless if you have up to 5 ingredients per dish.
Right. Well, see, the thing is with that, like, you can start making, like, pretty simple stuff pretty easily.
Right.
Especially once you get a little later in the game and all the finding those higher level, like, hunting animals is easier. Like, I think the highest one is bull.
I've seen a bull.
I think they give you prime meat, which is the highest you can get.
Okay.
And they start becoming relatively apparent, and by the time, it's later, you'll have enough health where it doesn't really matter. You just kind of run into bulls and just stockpile.
Okay.
There's no limit to your inventory.
All right. So as a noob question as it is, I'm liking how the durability system is with the weapon system about. The only thing is, because of that system, I am forced to make decisions on battles.
Yep.
Is that going to be a constant thing that for me that I'm going to have to, just constantly be aware of when it comes to choosing my battles?
No. I mean,
like is there no perma weapon? Let me just ask that. Is there no perma weapon?
The Master Sword's kind of permanent, but it also breaks.
Like it'll just weaken itself and you have to resharpen it or something?
Essentially, like, I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but...
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'll just...
I mean, it's not like a story spoiler. It's not going to be like, oh my god, now the whole game's ruined. It's like, they're not trying to abandon the durability system, so they're not just going to give you a permanent weapon. It breaks and comes back after a while.
Oh, it's like a cooldown?
It's a cooldown.
Oh, I see.
So it's as far as it goes, it's going to be your standard weapon.
Okay.
In the middle of all the other bullshit you can have.
Right, but it's always encouraged for you to collect.
Yes.
To collect like any kind of weapon you can find on hand.
Right.
And then if one breaks, just keep bullshitting out.
Cycle through. Steal the enemy's weapon.
Exactly. So just keep bullshitting your way through every weapon.
But I swear, that's fucking rough at the beginning because all you get is like sticks and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm literally choosing my fights at this point because I'm like, is this worth fighting? Because I'm starting to understand how long I can last at a fight with my current setup,
right? As
well as what I have on me.
Before you just start spamming bombs.
Yeah, exactly. Or at this point, just running away.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the least stressful things. Because I'm always down to fight. Despite having just 3 hearts and all that.
Yeah, that's. Oh my god, trying to climb fucking Hyrule Castle with 3 hearts was stupid. You don't understand how long it took. Well, I guess it didn't take me that long.
It's not that high of a spot, though.
It kind of is.
Is it? Compared to, like, dual peaks or, like...
Oh, okay. All right. Compared to those, no. You don't really have to deal with any weather shit.
Oh, okay.
But the amount of bullshit that's on that castle...
Oh, I see.
...is what's the problem. It's like, there's turrets all the way outside. It's filled with enemies. Filled with good weapons that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get to them, you can kind of sustain yourself until... whatever you're trying to do.
Right.
And, honestly, there might be enough weapons in there to just go fight Ganon.
Oh, wow. With 3 hearts?
With 3 hearts.
Jesus.
You just don't get hit because everything will one-shot you.
Right. Just be that good.
It's, I mean, it's not terrible. It wouldn't be hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, you can save wherever you want. So you can just save right outside and keep trying.
Right.
It would be cool if it kicked you out all the way. You just have to do it again and you don't get your weapons back.
That's true, yeah.
Like there's some sort of special
like an inventory lock or something?
Not inventory lock, but like if you're killed by any of the creatures in the perimeter of the castle, because I believe once you initially go there, there's a loading screen, quote unquote. It's not like It's not as seamless as... Well, no. Yeah, it's seamless. Never mind. The map changes, though. The way you view the map changes.
Meaning...
Like, it's... Instead of just being, flat 2D, you just see your little icons moving around.
Oh, okay.
It goes to, like, a 3D model of the castle, and you just see where you are.
Oh, okay. I see. So it's... Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I fucking love it. It's super cool, because it kind of just shows... It's a good, easier way to explore it, because if it was just 2D, you wouldn't know where it is, where anything is.
Like, because of levels?
There's levels to the castle.
Right.
It's like underground, mid, and then, way the fuck up there.
I mean, yeah, because it's essentially like the old system.
Right.
Because you have to, like, just shuffle through every map floor.
Right.
In order for you to, like, figure out where everything is.
Right.
Or in context of where you are.
Right, exactly. But, it's just,
That's
like,
cool.
just for the sake of fun, just go try to do it.
Well, go to the castle?
Go to the... For one, getting to the castle is a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I remember when I got to one of the towers that's closest to the castle, and that was already a bitch as it was.
Yeah,
because like they have a bunch of guardians just walking around by themselves.
Yep. So sneaking past them is a bitch. You need a horse.
Yeah, I recently just figured out how to get a horse.
Luckily, there's a. I mean, this is not a spoiler. It's a little help. There's a shrine near the castle that you can get to.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the closest one I've gotten, but I've gotten one pretty close.
It's like there's like these like not mountainous, but there's rocky area, and it's just kind of buried in the rocky area.
I think I've been in that one.
That's the one I use as a main base to get in.
Okay.
And to get out, because you can teleport to and fro from them.
Right.
So yeah, I use that as a base, and then just kind of trialed and errored my way through the fucking courtyard.
Okay.
Since there's like fucking 6,000 guardians in there.
Yeah, right. And it's an open field, so you're pretty much an open target.
Right. You literally have to go stealth. Like you have to get behind just a small little cover that you can and just sneak your ass by and hope for the best. Because if one sees you, I mean, you can get away if you hide behind something.
Yeah, but those fuckers are fast.
Yes, they are.
Like Jesus Christ, like it's intimidating at the same time it's scary.
Right.
Because not only can it shoot you long distance lasers, but it also like sprint at you like Usain Bolt.
Right, exactly. But once you get in, your troubles aren't over because there's guardians all over the fucking outside of the building and enemies. The stronger late game ones inside.
Man.
There's like 2 lintels.
But I like that. I like how they just open up. Like if you want to go through the bullshit early on, might as well.
I'd say it's fun to do early on because it's one hell of a challenge to try to get in. And especially try to get to the top with the limited amount of stamina you have. It's possible because I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well,
I mean, I have picks if you want to try to bullshit me. But
no, I can believe your word. But I'm definitely excited to like get into it even more because I think I'm only in like the first. Well, I guess the first 30 minutes, but only because, or no, first hour only because like I'm bullshitting my way around the map because I'm not being I'm being a fuck because I'm not going to the main quest areas.
Yeah.
I'm just going outside the non-map areas and just collecting all the towers as much as I can.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, granted, as soon as I was off the plateau, I immediately went to the castle because I just kind of said fuck it because you could.
Yeah, because.
But after I was satisfied with what I accomplished there, I essentially went section by section.
I see.
Because like, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you, but because
right.
you're already traveling around and you already know the weather system.
Yeah, exactly.
But I imagine you've come across items that help with that.
With the weather system?
Yeah. Like there's warm clothes for the winter places.
Yeah, and also I get like a hat that helps me climb faster.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I've just come across those. But it's not just that. The reason why I'm doing it because I want to see how far I can get with how far I can get now without progressing. Because it's like, how many towers can I get right now and unlocking most of the map as I am as a noob until I start going to the main quest.
I mean, to be honest, you can essentially be like late game geared up before you go to the first thing.
Oh, okay. Because so far I've only gotten there's only one tower I haven't been able to get because there's no fucking platform.
I think
like I need to get on top of like the mountain and then just paraglide my way down.
Yeah, but the one secret trick is that you can eat while you're paragliding.
I can eat. No, I can eat anytime I want.
Right, exactly.
Because I was in the middle of a battle. I'm like, shit, quarter heart left. I'm like, let me just eat while I'm dive rolling into water.
Right.
I figured out how to abuse that system.
Right. So I mean, if you have enough food, there wouldn't be too much of a problem to just paraglide long distance.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that not all the towers are gonna be the same. Like
Right.
I thought each tower was gonna have like like a stair platform that'll get me up there, but no. Apparently there's some that has no platform, and I'm gonna have to like either stamina my way up there or just go from high down.
I think there's one.
It was in the jungle or something.
Oh, I love the jungle area.
Because there was like palm trees everywhere, and that was the only tower I got to, but I couldn't get on top of because.
Did you ever get caught in a storm?
A what?
A storm?
What do you, no. Like, what do you mean, like a
storm?
Like a storm?
Like a storm, where there's like thunder and lightning.
Oh no, I haven't.
It's fun.
I've only experienced. I haven't even experienced the blood moon yet.
Yeah, that'll happen after in-game week.
No, I mean but in the beginning, Zelda already warned me about the blood moon.
Yeah, it happens every in-game week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause it resets all the spawns.
Right.
Just so that shit doesn't get boring.
That's true. Because I thought about that. I was like, if I kill these people here, what happens now? Are they just permadeath?
No, they come back.
But they don't come back like even stronger than ever, or is it just no?
Actually, I think I didn't notice this while I was playing. I had to look it up. But there is a system where if you, let's say you camped one enemy spawn, they would just keep getting stronger.
Oh, okay. So it just like
until they
stack?
peak. Yeah.
Okay. So I know I remember. Okay, so a little bit of I guess I don't even think it's a cycle, but like I was climbing one of the dual peaks and all of that, and as I was exploring, like this giant fucking rock monster started appearing out of the ground. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
The fucking Talos.
Yeah, I did. Because I was just like peacefully minding my own business, and all of a sudden, because I already killed like a bunch of the small ones, and I didn't expect myself to find a giant version of that to come out, and I didn't realize how far it would follow me up the mountain.
Yeah, no, they're fucking tenacious if they have the space.
Yeah, because I had to like climb that bitch up even higher to for it to stop throwing rocks at me.
Mm-hmm. Those bitches hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I still only have 3 hearts, so it's definitely gonna permadeath me or insta kill me. Because like, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting environment bosses like that.
Yeah, they're kind of everywhere. There's them. There's the.
I mean, having the like semi-dead guardians was already bad enough. I didn't think I'd run into like actual bosses like outside the map area.
See, there's one thing with the ones that roam around because you can kind of work with them,
right?
But the ones that just kind of sit there, and I see you, bitch.
Yeah, right. The dead ones, because I've developed a habit now of like collecting all the dead gear, like parts and shit. Yeah. And then when I see one is about to like move and shit, I'm like, oh shit, no. And I'm an open field most of the time. Yeah. So what am I gonna hide behind another dead guardian? Probably. But like because when they activate, you're already close enough. You're pretty close to them as it is.
And they won't stop looking at you until they literally can't see you.
Yeah. So their fucking like beam is really quick. Like even though it charges up a bit, it's still fucking intimidating because it's like locked on.
Right, and it's the beam at the distance you're normally at is almost instant. It's not exactly instant. So like, I've seen people like cheat, like do a weird thing where they're like, they get the attention one because if you get the attention of one anywhere on the map and they have a clear sight to you. So even if you were like say across the map, but like in the air and you know where one is and you shot an arrow and it hit it, it would lock onto you from where it is.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like it's not it doesn't have like a distance scale. No.
Which is weird to me.
Wow.
But so it'll lock on and shoot you, and you'll just see the beam, and it's fucking crazy.
Wow, that's intense.
But they're fun.
Well, I'm definitely excited to bullshit my way through Zelda and see how long it takes me to get to the first village.
It's also fun when you can make them your bitch. Because after, they're terrifying at first, but then after a while, you're just like, fucking come get this cock, boy. you're
just riled up for a fight.
Yeah. Oh, also, just to let you know, your horses can die, so be careful.
I figured. I mean, mine didn't die yet, but one got on fire.
Yeah.
Because it was the situation where I was collecting and I ran into one started waking up, and then I tried to be smart because I had a guardian shield, and instead it can deflect beams. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get this bitch, and deflect it into my horse. I was like, no. It got caught in fire, but I ran into the water, so it didn't burn. So
I mean, they're pretty sturdy because I guess the people at Nintendo decided, well, people are stupid and they're gonna fucking
obviously with my case.
Yeah, so
I didn't think it was gonna deflect into my horse. I was going like I don't. I mean, I don't know if I'm aiming it right, but
I don't know what the angle is. To be honest, it's just fucking.
It looked like a freaking, what is it, 35-degree angle. So it's not direct, like direct, like a mirror shield.
Right.
Like, and it destroyed my shield. So I was like, it was only one shot.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get at least one more shot out of that.
Those beams are fucking powerful. You won't get. Only until late game can your shield last like through 5 hits, because those things fucking hurt. Like, at max health with no armor, I think it brings you down to like 5 health.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so they're no joke.
Well, talking about like, was it year late, or no, in this case 2-year-old games.
Did it come out 2 years ago?
Yeah, it did. I remember I was so excited for it, and then it's because of the last couple updates has become even better.
Right.
So what I'm talking about, guys, is No Man's Sky. Mm-hmm. Now, if you just threw up in your mouth and maybe just like cringe for a moment, yes, it's that No Man's Sky.
Yep.
And that the entire internet community is familiar with, and also the gaming community.
Yeah. And
the reason why I want to talk about it is because their No Man's Sky next update is at least when this podcast comes out, it'll be already out.
Yeah. And
I am so excited for it.
Quite a few of my buddies are planning to jump into it. I'm not like I don't. When I first played it, it was like, all right, this game's cool. You get to fly around in like effectively infinite planets to explore. There's not much on them. Mm-hmm. There's not much to do, but it's just fun to be spaceman.
Right.
But like, I don't know.
I mean,
like how
just from like, I haven't been like keeping up with the updates constantly because I don't want to hype myself up because I don't want to get too excited.
Right.
Because. And let's be honest here. I mean, yes, granted, they have redeemed themselves in the past 2 years because it came out back, August or fall of 2016. Mm-hmm. And then from then on until now, No Man's Sky has changed in the past 2 years.
Right. I've kind of been following it a little bit, whereas like I know what the previous updates before next were. What did they add? Like
one of them was like what is it?
Base building.
Base building was the first one,
right?
And you can also appoint one planet as your home planet, right, so that you can essentially build a home base.
Yeah.
Like any planet you wish to be on, and as well, I don't know if it was that same update, but capital ships was also a thing. Like the giant the giant like freighters.
Those ones that were constantly being attacked and shit, and you had to help them, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was in there before, but they didn't really do anything. Like, you helped them, and then...
Well, capital ship isn't like you can own a capital ship.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
Because like, you can buy capital ships and be a boss, and you can also build on the capital ship as well. Like you can build your own like base inside the capital ship, and that'd be your mobile base, I guess. Because you would have your home planet base, and then you'd also have your capital ship base. And because people really wanted capital ships because just giant big ass ships, or like having your own Star Destroyer essentially.
Right.
That'd be cool.
It's always fun to have your fucking shit. That's why so many people play Eve.
Exactly. And then after that, that's when they also added the I forget what it was called. I think it was the Atlas update, something like that.
It came. Yeah, you're right. August 2016.
Okay, so it was like 2 years ago. Roughly 3 years ago. Yeah. But after the updates, after the base building and the freighter ships, was the vehicles. Yeah. Like they added like terrain vehicles, like they kind of added it in a scale where like you had like this kind of smaller, kind of like really fast kind of levitating, kind of like a bike in a way. Yeah. Except it had 4 legs, but
like a hover.
Like a hover bike or hover quad.
Hover ATV.
Yeah, like a hover
ATTVV.
Exactly. And
then terrain vinegar. Yes. Bringing back old memes, Jomel.
Yes. Then they also added like a car, and then after that was like this giant like tank, like this giant like tanker little thing that it held a lot of stuff and it was just huge.
But from what I heard, it's like it was awful to move around.
Yeah, I mean it was a bit awkward. People mostly just used the car because it was best of both worlds. It had best of both worlds. You had enough space that you could fill in a good amount of materials in, and it still climbed. It still climbed stuff, and also it was the only one that can go underwater. So you can actually explore it underwater as well as collect minerals down there.
Was there stuff underwater? I don't remember.
Yeah, there is. Like, I mean, I don't know when you last played it, but I know
it's been a long time.
When I recently played it, they're like these big minerals you can't get unless you have like a vehicle drill.
Right.
And then And the one car vehicle you can actually go down underwater and you can mine underwater, and then you wouldn't lose any. You would benefit by not losing oxygen and all that, and you could stay in the water. And the cool part is it will climb back up out of the water. So
like, would it fly out? Like swim out, or would it you just drive out?
You would drive out because when you enter the water, you just sink.
Okay.
But it has like the wheels are like grippy enough where if you find like an incline like on an island, you can just leave your way back up and just keep spamming the boost button until you got out of water, and then you just keep driving off until you find another lake or something. Unless you find like an all water planet, then that's just cool. Like the all water planets are cool because you can literally just like mow your way underground with under the water with all the coral and all the other bullshit, and just explore the undersea of nothingness and some fish.
I remember the many times where I would get like lost in other underwater caverns.
Oh yeah.
Because like I'd be like, all right, well, you know, because this was before This was again when it first came out, and I didn't know there was nothing in the game. Oh
yeah, no one really did.
So like I was in there, I was in this tunnel, like there's got to be something in here because why would it be here otherwise? And I'm just exploring, collecting, bullshit materials, and like after an hour, I'm like, I don't know how to get back out. Did you not figure out how to use your grenades, or did you?
Oh, I don't even know how well equipped you were back then.
I don't remember. I don't remember, to be honest. Like
okay.
Can you dig through the terrain with
You could, well, there isn't. I mean, a lot of the new stuff they added was like a terraformer gun. So that's one way you can either dig through holes or you can make materials.
All right. Well, I didn't have any of that.
But
my ass was in there.
But before that, you can also use grenades as a way to dig your way out.
I might have tried to do that to come out, but it just never ended. And I was like, well, I guess I have to find the actual hole.
Right.
So I'm just like fucking swimming and deeping and diving, and I'm pretty sure this was around the beginning because suffocation was a very real threat for me. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm stuck. I'm wandering around this cave for hours, probably going in circles. I eventually found my way out, but I was super disappointed there was just nothing in the fucking tunnel. I'm like, all right, well, fuck me, right?
Yeah, right. And that was nothing they added. They also added, what is it, creative mode, and also a survival, like, hardcore mode.
Okay.
Which is, like, permit. So, like, you have one shot, and you have one life, and if you die, the entire file goes away. So, it's like a permadeath file.
Well, like, I think that game would, as much as people don't like some survival games, I think it would benefit from survival elements, where it's like you have to... knock down trees and shit. Not necessarily the whole punch a tree until you get materials to craft a fucking dildo, but like
it has the basis for a good survival game, right?
Right.
Like it was very bare bones, but it was minimum bare bones survival, but just not enough.
Right. Because there was no survival systems.
Yeah.
Outside of like the hazardous worlds with like radiation and
the drones
and shit, but like there was no real danger.
No threat.
Like you could just squat on a planet forever.
But what I do like about the new next update is they are like essentially it's going to be an overhaul, like an overhaul system,
right,
where they're gonna like just drop everything that was supposed to be on there
like multiplayer,
like true multiplayer.
Right.
Because the current multiplayer now is just you just know that someone's there, but it's not a physical player. It's just that there's another player with you on this journey with you. But other things I think they also they said they're going to diversify the creatures even more, like having more abundant and actually was it for one thing the giant snake in one of the planets was one creature that no one ever found because it was just E3 magic.
Right.
And was it there more I guess more life on the planets. Like it's essentially just it's much more abundant and much more attractive to explore.
I do wonder what system they had to create to generate these some quintillion planets.
I mean, they said it was like an equation. It was a mathematical equation that was able to do all that.
I'm sure, but it would have to account for a randomly generated, or I guess some of the planets are pretty samey, but
I mean, it's not true. I mean, then again. Procedural generation or random generation is not truly random. It's all calculated to ones or zeros.
That's true.
Like just taking out one thing and putting in another.
Right.
So it's just the extent of that system.
Right.
But I mean, again, I can put some level of trust on on what is it, Hello Games, just because even though they crashed and burned, they literally picked up all the ash instead of rebuilding whatever they had left.
That is true.
And constantly kept improving, which is by itself impressive as it is as a small company as they are.
Because a lot of game devs will just kind of abandon their game if it doesn't do well.
Exactly. Like if they were like any big publisher like that, they would have just completely dropped it that first maybe that first quarter of the new year.
Yeah, definitely. They're like, well,
like once people put out those reviews, they like any other publisher would have just dropped it and just be another dead game in the basket.
Right.
But them having not just putting out new updates, but constantly trying to improve the game that was once burned alive into something that's essentially getting its own comeback story.
Yeah, but it's so weird that it's not like necessarily just like another game. Like they didn't just print more discs. They just said, all right, well, just delete everything that's currently on the disc and then put new shit in.
Yeah,
download it.
It's a free update, and that's like.
Well, they had to make it a free update because they know no one was gonna buy it.
Right, but I mean, not just that, but like it's like that's like you said, they just made it into an update rather than a new game.
Right.
I don't know. It's commendable, and I'm excited to see what they can offer. Like I am going to. But yeah, by the time this podcast comes out, I'm going to definitely try it out, and
should do a
flesh it out.
First impressions.
I should do a first impressions on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be out by the time this podcast comes out, but maybe it will be, maybe it won't. But I definitely will play it, see what I think of it, and I will tell you guys firsthand what the experiences are like. Because I mean, I don't know how most people are, but I love space sims.
I mean, it's definitely fun.
Just because it's a weird kind of liberty when you're when you're going out into the void of nothing and literally finding your way or finding things on your way into this void. Like, I don't know, were you with me, Jarron, when you and I were playing it together, and like the first time we discovered like a black hole or like an Atlas satellite, and we were just like so like it was a learning experience as we went, and that was what I liked about it.
Right.
Or any space sim, if anything.
There was one that I think it was Star Citizen, because like you can design your own ship and you can just fly around and do whatever the fuck you want. Like, there was apparently like an Easter egg in the game that only like a very small select few people actually ever found. It was like, because from what I understand, Star Citizen, there's no aliens.
Oh wait, no, I think that's Elite Dangerous.
Is that
it's Elite Dangerous. Right, I know what you're talking about. But
so
go on.
In Elite Dangerous, which is another space sim, there's no aliens. You're usually just gonna find other players flying around in their ship. But like there was like a super fucking rare 0.001% chance that you were gonna like find an alien and it was gonna try to interact with you, but then realize that you're stupid and then leave.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was a moment where like I saw the video. It was a moment if you go into hyperspace and you cross a certain path, you would come into contact with an alien like mothership or something.
Right. Or it was the alien itself because it looked like it was the thing was organic.
Exactly, because it wouldn't just like you wouldn't just interact with it. It literally like it would cut into your hyperdrive, shut down all your systems, and you'd basically be helpless as this giant tentacle-looking space monster starts
like just
staring at your ship
and scanning you and stuff. And I think it does something on your radio, but I don't think anyone's interpreted what it said yet.
Yeah, and then it'll just hyperspeed out or just like fly away.
Yeah.
And I think it took like a good maybe couple of years until someone accidentally found it.
Yeah.
And that was about a couple of years after Elite Dangerous was launched and all that.
Right, but in No Man's Skies, if people haven't played, aliens are abundant, quote unquote, because you can trade with them, or before you could trade with them, quote unquote. You can do stuff kind of for them, and
right. I mean, there's a lot of if you haven't been following, there's a lot of updates. Like there's even like a mini quest station. You can do contract jobs for these aliens and all that. Like you can find stuff to do now. Like if you want to work with the aliens, you can raise your statuses between all the different races and all that.
Right. There's an alignment system, as I heard.
Yeah.
Or alliance system.
And not only that, but you can also be a enemy as well, because you can be a pirate and all that.
Right.
I've messed around a little bit, and I'm completely a pirate because I'm completely I'm completely discriminate against one certain race, and they just fucking hate me. and whenever I come in contact with their ships, they always send out their fighters after me. And that's just one kind of cool thing too. If you're just flying around, you can get invaded by AI pirates, and they'll just fuck your shit up. Because there are random pirates that'll fly around and just pillage anything that's moving, especially if you're in space. They'll even knock you out into not hyperspeed, but just in your kind of fast driving mode, if that makes any sense.
You're not hyperspace, but hyperspeed.
Yeah. You're going pretty fast, but they'll knock you out because they'll scan you, and then it'll interfere with your system, and then you're gonna have to fight your way out, or somehow bullshit your way out of the fight, and then or go to the nearest planet. I don't know.
Because I think they'll follow you to the surface and chase you around, flying around the surface. But I think once you land, or at least in the before next, they would leave you alone once you land it.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool if they put in a system if you died next to a planet. You would just crash land on the planet. You have to rebuild it again, like you did in the beginning of the game.
That'd be kind of cool too, actually. Just go back from scratch instead of new ship, but just lose everything from prior. And
they could do a cool thing where it's all right, so penalty. There's a penalty for dying instead of just you go back to your last checkpoint or whatever. You crash land, you lose some of your stuff, but you can go find it on the planet because it crash landed somewhere. So let's say you get a little cutscene of you hitting the ground, and then once you get out, you see a meteor hit the ground, and that's your shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to go get it.
And that'd be kind of cool, because they already added crashed freighters as a finding point for finding materials and such.
And then the thing is, if someone else finds your shit, they get it.
That's true. I don't know how open this multiplayer is. I don't know if it's gonna be like
an instance kind of thing.
Well, MMO-ish, kind of having an open like how Elite Dangerous is an open space, an open server for players to bullshit around.
I mean,
because I don't know if the multiplayer is just invited party based, or if it's an open server kind of thing.
I'm sure it's possible, but again, accounting for some quintillion fucking planets, there's not that many people on Earth. But assuming you'd have to account for every a possibility. Not a real one, but a possibility of one person being on every single planet. That's
true, yeah.
And could your servers handle that?
That's true. I mean, Elite Dangerous does it in a sense. It's because Elite Dangerous map it's a 1-to-1 scale of our solar system. No, sorry, galaxy, of our galaxy.
Really?
Yeah, so that's how their map system is. And I mean, so if you land into a system, there'll be players in that system regardless.
Right. Okay. So I mean, they could do that, but I don't know much about how video game servers work, or especially if you have to fucking deal with your planet generator.
No, yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. But I'm definitely excited because like I mentioned before, I do love space sims, and 2016 was supposed to be the year for space sims, but nothing else came out besides Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous, and No Man's Sky as far as the top contenders.
Yeah, I mean,
and Star Citizen's been declining when it came to its updates and whether or not if it's going to be finished. It's still technically a what is it called in Steam? It's a it's a
simulator.
No, it's not it's not beta. It's not beta, but it's more
alpha, beta, gamma, delta.
No, it's it's
omega.
It's Steam system of
early access.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's still early access.
Okay, well,
Elite Dangerous
shit'll be on early access until the end of time.
Yeah, exactly. So Star Citizen is still in early access. The only one, the only one that's really finished is Elite Dangerous.
Right.
Just because that got its full release and all that, and the only thing they're pumping out now is DLC in a sense of just added features.
I honestly wish they would do a thing where all right, so we understand so let's take Fortnite for example, because it's technically still early access, even though they're selling discs.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
I guess don't quote me on that, but I remember.
And PUBG is still early access, isn't it? I know that.
Yes, but I
didn't know Fortnite was.
It's essentially a finished product. It's
right.
Even if you had PUBG still, okay, I just went on to Steam. PUBG was the first fucking thing.
Yeah. They had that new map, that's why.
Damn, it's mostly negative reviews. Jesus
is it?
Christ. Yeah.
Maybe that's probably the Fortniters.
Maybe.
They're purging the. They're doing a review purge.
Actually, never mind. It's out. It released.
What, PUBG?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't say early access.
Nice. Okay.
But let me find Fortnite. Is Fortnite on Steam?
I'm.
No,
Would it be?
It's not.
No, yeah, it's Epic Games' own. It's like it's
yeah,
Epic Games'
yeah.
own little thing.
But I'm not sure if it's out yet. But it's been in early access for a while. But like,
Is that why it's free?
yes, no, because here's the thing. It's an early. If people would say it's still in early access because the actual game is still in beta. Like the actual Save the World version where that was supposed to be,
right,
is
like
still in beta.
You mean like the
story mode,
building a fort and
defending against zombies and shit. The point of Fortnite.
Okay, I see.
But the battle royale is essentially done.
Right.
They got. I mean, outside of balancing stuff, like that part of it, you could essentially say is done, and now they just kind of. I mean, they're not, but they should focus on
the story mode.
The story mode.
I mean, then again, I mean,
people are interested. Don't get me wrong, but like, there's a lot of problems with it that need to be addressed. But it's going slow now because of they're paying more. They're getting more money from Fortnite.
Right. There's more attention to the battle royale part of it.
Right. Or,
okay.
I said Fortnite. The battle royale part. But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating.
But I mean, it's like I haven't gotten a chance to play the story mode because you have to pay $20 to get it. Once it officially releases, it's gonna be free to play. But early acts, whatever. To get in to play it, you have to pay $20 initially, and you'll probably get some shit once it actually releases.
I see. It's like a voluntary paid beta.
Yeah, like a founders pack kind of deal.
I see.
Fucking, what was I saying? Sorry, Sinidal Fog. But yeah, so like, I don't understand why they just don't say, especially if they have essentially completed the thing where it's like, all right, so yes, there's only one map. Yes, there's only like fucking.
Well, no, they have 2 maps now.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
okay.
One map was enough to make it a huge game. I would say that's fucking done. Now you're just adding extra shit.
I mean, one map lasted what 3-4 seasons?
Right, exactly. So you're done. You've made a successful game. You're just adding things on, and you can keep it free. It'll only make the game grow, but it's still in its like release stage. I guess I don't want to say final stage because the final stage of the game is when no more updates are done going to it. But like
besides like just patch updates,
right, or patch updates. But like this is actually adding shit. But like in terms of No Man's Sky, it was technically quote unquote done, but obviously it was rough. But they, like you said, they kept doing the free shit, the free updates. Now they're doing the biggest free update where they essentially make a whole nother game. Essentially. But I mean, again, it's definitely endearing, like you said, that they kept on with it.
Right. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have given it a chance if they weren't this dedicated. Right. Like if they got silent for like a whole year, then that would be something to be,
Oh, it'd be fucking over if they went silent.
Yeah, because I know they were. I mean, they went silent for a couple of months only because they were working on the next updates. Right. And because I saw nothing but progression from their end, it warranted my attention again. And like, it does. Hello Games does deserve an attention at this point because like,
they're trying.
They're trying and they're learning from they're learning from their past mistakes because they're not publicizing this at all. Like they only had
not like saying like, oh yeah, look at us, we fucking finally
yeah, exactly, because like there's no, I mean, so I mean this may get a bit tinfoil hat-ish.
Tinfoil hat-ish, you right?
Because like the reason why No Man's Sky crashed so hard as it did is because of how much publicity it got.
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
I think. And the reason why I say that is because the tinfoil hat thing, because there was some talk about like how Sony was trying to really sell it off, like really push the idea, and like Sean Murray was kind of forced to like really sell the game under Sony's influence because it was a Sony exclusive. It was a Sony exclusive game.
It still is.
And as well, no, the next update is next is gonna be shipped with Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
So Xbox One's gonna get No Man's Sky, but with the next update as its base.
Okay.
But yeah, because it was at the time it was a Sony exclusive game, Sony wanted to really push the game, and Sean Murray had nothing else but to literally milk out whatever they had in order to please Sony. But again, that's a little bit controversial and tinfoil hat it because, I mean, because they were really small. And Hello Games hasn't made any other games besides like smaller like PlayStation Store games.
Yeah.
And this was like their first game where they really put all the stops when it came to like publicizing it, and like especially with those 2 E3 conference presentations they had. So like they essentially had to sell it not to us but also to Sony.
Right.
And
Sony bought into it.
They bought in.
It feels like, from what you're saying, it seems like they just kind of like, all right, I love this idea. When is it coming out? Well, we're still working on it. But you mean it's coming out like in the next month? Like no, Sony. You mean it is.
Exactly. Like, you're gonna give us our game. You're gonna give us our game, right? Yeah, in time. You mean next week? Like,
Sony essentially flopped out that big cock and like, get it here.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, they're not playing nice with Nintendo and PC or Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they never really wanted to play nice with Xbox or. Well, I feel like they might want to play nice with Nintendo because from what I remember hearing in some story, that around the, I guess not the beginning of both of the companies, but like the heads were friends at some point, and they shared games and like I'm pretty sure I remember hearing anytime Sony comes out with a new console, I think it was it Satoru Iwata that was their friend, or it was somebody up there that would always immediately get a free PlayStation and vice versa.
Oh wow!
The head of Sony would always get the next Nintendo something. But just because they were good friends. So I don't know why. Well, I know why Nintendo and Sony won't play nice, because their online environment's fucking too different.
That's true.
But
yeah.
Xbox and Sony don't play nice is because they're competing, and
I mean, it's like friendly rivals, friendly rivalry.
Right. So I don't.
But again, that's a little bit like tinfoil hatty, but because right now the only time they've ever like mentioned next was one conference, but no, it was one interview with Sean Murray, and that was it. And then up until now, it's only been like blog posts from their site, and the only thing they've came out with was a multiplayer trailer, but only because it's coming out in like 2 weeks. Right. So they're essentially not overhyping themselves. Well, like they did 2 years ago.
Because they know. They learned.
They learned what they did, but again, they know what to say. I mean, what I'm trying to say is like right now, they know what to present as to what they have.
Right. Not what might be.
Exactly. They're not saying this could happen rather than this is what we have. And we were happy to share it with you guys and tell you what we got. You know, they don't have a gun pointed at their head and saying that we could possibly do all of this, and hopefully it'll work out in the next few quarters.
Technically came out with everything they promised.
Technically.
Now they are, but
yeah, it only took 2 years.
Right.
And I'll commend it, a very strong like fan base.
Yeah.
Even if it is small, it's a very strong fan base. And I mean, I myself included, because I never did once resell my hard copy of the game, nor did I completely shelve it, because I still have that 6 gigs. Again, can I just say just 6 gigs of storage on my PS4?
Yeah,
that's amazing right there.
Yeah, but like I definitely do love the idea of the game, because again, the fact that you have effectively infinite planets to just go do whatever the fuck you want on is like as a computer guy, like that fucking blows my mind. Like, how the fuck? Right. What equation did you come up with that does that, and your computer your processors can handle that?
Or if anything, the servers.
Right, because fucking people have server problems now with
with Call of Duty.
Like Call of Duty, fuck Call of Duty, right? I mean, they ain't got 6 septillion planets, quintillion planets. They got 18 maps and a bunch of fuckers, and they can barely get their servers right. So I don't know what you would have to go through to do that, but I commend them for being able to do it. Even if they came out with meager, there's still the fact of the matter is the infinite exploration. That was remained.
Yeah.
It might not have been much to explore, but it was still there.
Exactly. Like, they actually, out of all the things that, was wrong with it, they technically still stay true to their original message.
And if anything, I feel like they just honestly, again, despite what happened, I feel like they deserve a originality award, or like some sort of like,
like a 2 thumbs up.
like an actual literal like games reward, where it's like, they're the only company that's had a game this big.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
and it's also 6 gigs.
It's also 6 gigs, right? Like, it's fucking, it's impossible, but they did it. And again, I can't say how the servers are gonna work now that you can actually interact with each other, because I guess before, not having true multiplayer gave them a lot of way less stress on their processors. But now that people actually have to be there, maybe there's going to be a few more problems. But I feel like they'll figure it out. Yeah,
definitely. So I mean, again, I don't just coming out of this just from this recording, I don't know how next is going to be like. But there are a few things there are a few things on that I kind of have a list of, which I'm hoping for when I see the update. I'm gonna just go through them, one by one, and then let's talk about them, Jarron. Ring planets. Even though it's a bit of a weird detail, I would love to see planets with rings. It would add the variety of the quintillion planets.
Right, because now you're not just going onto the planet. Now you can just go asteroid, but because I doubt they'll let you land on any of the asteroids.
Yeah, but at least
you'll at least be able to fly into it and
fly it up. Because I know like Elite Dangerous has ring planets that like if you go into the rings, they as you get closer, rocks start coming out because that's what rings are, and that's really cool. Another thing is, I don't know if this makes any sense, but feasible glitches. Now what I mean by that, there are moments before back in even old school No Man's Sky where even though the quintillion planet system is relatively stable and all that, there are moments where like 2 planets will look like they're merged together, like a couple of atoms, like two oxygen atoms.
I've never seen that.
Like I've seen a couple of videos and it looks pretty cool, and
what happens if you land on one?
It works it works in a sense where if you land on one and drift over to the other planet, it'll start fucking with your gravity. It'll start fucking with your gravity, and then you can still manipulate that planet as well as the other planet.
Oh, so it's like it's not necessarily a glitch. Well, maybe it's a glitch in the generator, but like it still functions.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool.
Like,
or maybe it's on purpose.
I mean, again, that's what I'm talking about. Like a feasible glitch, like I would actually love to find that by accident, like seeing 2 planets kind of like glitched in together and like landing on one side and then drifting over, and then I mean, hell, I'd make that my home base if I wanted to.
Honestly, that's fucking cool. That's so weird, like, because I'm trying to imagine like seeing that, like imagine like fucking Mars is just attached to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. You're having 2 different kinds of environments.
You can literally just walk to the meeting point and just jump, and you're on the other planet.
Right, or have your base right in the middle of all that.
Right.
And what else? The animals, the life. I mean, obviously more diverse.
The herder.
The herder, like. Well, I mean, I don't even know what some of them are. Some of them. I mean, do you remember the one that looked like a tree and then it started hopping?
Yeah.
It's like. I'll commend their
creativity, quote unquote.
I want to call it monstrosities, but obviously much more diversity within your creature creativity, but not just that. But I would also want to see giant creatures, like I don't know. I want to see a giant bat just flying over one of the terrifying. Exactly, like when I say diversify, but not diversify in design, but diversify in like sizes and classes, and like maybe Goliath class creatures that are like hostile.
So Spore.
Yes.
Because Spore had like.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Like they were. The majority of the creatures were about your size, but there were those big fuckers that you just don't mess with.
Yeah, exactly. Like kind of like just like random generated bosses that are like if they're hostile or not. Like imagine like a like a Colossus from Shadow of the Colossi. Like you just have like remember like the one that flies and it's like a giant like snake monster.
Yeah.
Like imagine seeing
3 of them.
Imagine like landing on a planet and then exploring a bit and all of a sudden you hear something and then it's kind of just like floating right above your like the sky and it's like just doing its own thing.
Like that would be fucking terribly cool.
Like you scan it and then you can actually kill it, and if it's possible, it's even hostile towards you.
Right.
I may be asking for a lot here.
I don't know. I don't know if I would want those kind of beings killable. Like I would say like something you can harvest from them if you attack them. So like for example your snake guy.
Right.
If you shot it like it has like if you shot at its main body, you can knock off some of its scales and collect those. Or if like you shot at its like.
So it's harvestable.
Yeah, you shoot at its belly, you might get some like, maybe you get some blood that you can harvest somehow, or you knock off its fur, or if you hit the beak, you'll knock off chips. But like, make it like I guess there can be different class of them, like you said, where they're either hostile or not. Like, some that are so big, you can attack them all you want, and they just don't give a fuck. You're just collecting shit.
Like a whale or something?
Like a whale. Or there's some that are slightly smaller, like, so let's say the size of your tanker, but like 5 times the size of that.
Right. Or like, kind of like what Subnautica does.
Yeah.
Like how they just have like weird creatures that specialize in different things, but they're also huge, and you can collect from them rather than kill them.
Right. Or they'll just fuck your dick up.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing I want to. Hostile life forms, like not just the drones, but like ones that'll hunt you down.
Well, there are also creatures, but they weren't like oh my god, dangerous.
Yeah, they were just like and then they would like scratch you a bit, and then if you shoot them once, or if you shoot them once, and then they kind of like back.
Right.
Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know how complicated this sounds, and I may be asking for a lot.
Well, I mean, again, they even attached the animal generation to their random generator. So, and I saw that they like gave different animals different parts.
Right.
So it was just essentially, for this planet, what are we gonna fucking cook up this time? You know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like behavior.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like depending on what pieces you give it, so. I mean, I guess kind of using spore as an example. If it has a certain mouthpiece, that means it's either an omnivore or herbivore. Or wait, it's either omnivore, herbivore, or carnivore.
Right.
Omnivores might either run for you, or if you attack them, they'll attack you. Herbivores will just fucking book it unless they have some sort of defensive something else where they'll sit by or just push you away, something.
Yeah, some that's characteristic like that.
Yeah, and then carnivores are just on your ass.
Right, exactly. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Like kind of like just different behavioral classes of like the life forms on these planets, because I mean like you said before, it would add some level of urgency or a survival element to the current survival aspect of No Man's Sky.
Because even then they could do like because I know a lot of people don't like them, but I love food systems.
Okay.
Whereas like
a hunger meter and all that?
Like a hunger meter or a water meter. Like, it wouldn't be the worst thing to try to manage in a space sim, but like the fact, just like, because again, looking at Subnautica, it was kind of futuristic.
Right.
Whereas like, there's all these alien shit things that you can eat, and you take it back to your base and it does weird shit to it, and then you can eat it.
You literally just cook it and then you eat it because it's survival.
Right. So I would love like you kill, I don't know, fucking the dirt bird. You fucking grab its ass or pull some meat material or something, however they want to do it. Bring it back to your base and you just generally cook that, and you can add it to your suit as an inventory item. You just kind of have to have it on you anytime you get hungry or water. Not make it take up too much, like one slot.
Yeah, like maybe like eat once a day kind of thing.
Yeah, like I'd be down for that.
It'd be something to keep track of instead of, well, it'd be an additional to keep track as far as your oxygen and toxicity level, depending on what planet you're from.
And then, let's say you, instead of being an explorer where you just, go up, next planet, land, explore in the next, let's say you wanted to play as a merchant.
Oh yeah.
I know they tried to add that somewhere close to the end of the original No Man's Sky, but it didn't work that well.
Yeah, it wasn't as like it wasn't as seamless because it was a lot of literal grinding. You have to like farm for so much material just to get a payout of all that.
Right, but now they've I think they said they're gonna update the economy system so it's more feasible to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you're probably gonna have a freighter,
right?
So like you can just store meat material on your freighter and you'll always just kind of have it because it's your home now.
Yeah,
effectively. So you just to and fro.
Exactly. You're a merchant.
Right.
You're a merchant that carries that goes to different planets to collect materials and to collect merchandise, and you go to different satellites and stuff like that to sell your products to said customers.
Right. And if you, I don't know, that could be another part of the survival element. Like if you ever crash land, like let's say you can only hold so much meat on you at a time, and traveling depletes it at some rate. I don't know, but after a while, you essentially have to kill something within the next like real life 45 minutes or so, and just eat it, whatever you're gonna do, or drink water. But when you crash land, all the food material on your ship is gone.
Right.
Or maybe you just get I don't know. Yeah, I think all of the food material should be gone, but whatever's on your suit's still with you, and you just kind of have to either you go find it and bring it back to your ship, assuming that you have the inventory space because you have to make multiple trips, or you'll just hunt again.
That's true.
Because then it would give you more of more urgency, more
of a reason to do so.
More reason to do something. Because some people will just be like, or if you're an explorer, like, well, my ship crash landed. There's goes my stuff, but I didn't have much. So it's like, whatever, I'll just rebuild my ship and leave.
But if you're a merchant, you have merchandise to sell.
Right, you have merchandise to sell. You have to go get your shit.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's currents. That's money that you could be getting off of.
Right.
Especially since like like you said, they're improving the economy. Like how they have like the side kind of quest thing. You can also do within the market and stuff like that. Or it's like maybe it's even a side quest or stuff like that.
Right.
Well, another thing is expanding on the capabilities of a freighter or your capital ship. Like the one problem I had with the current system of how the freighter ships work, it was essentially just a mobile base that you couldn't control. You couldn't pilot it. You couldn't do anything to it. It's just
really?
It was just like a anime reference, a castle in the sky.
Well, but if you went to a different system, does it follow you, or can you make it port somewhere?
Yeah, if you came to a different system, it would port in. But if you landed on it and went to the bridge, nothing else you can do on there.
Well, I mean,
you couldn't because in tandem to this, I would if you were if you were a pirate, a ship is your main vessel, your main weapon, right?
Right.
If you were able to control a capital ship, I would also want to be able to incorporate that into like capital ship battles. Like, if you if there's like a freighter that's got some good shit, and you don't want to like solo it with your tiny ship, but go in with your freighter and just cannons blast all out and just hoard whatever's left over. That would be something I would love to take part in. True. Like I would really feel like a space pirate because like if I work my way up from a tiny ship's, save up enough money, be as much as an asshole to buy myself a military class like freighter ship that's capable of like destroying other capital ships via from bridge remote control, that would be something I would really be invested in spending my No Man's Sky career in.
Though I feel like while that would be a fun idea, I think they should penalize you for doing it by yourself.
How so?
Because if they're gonna push the multiplayer thing, then make things multiplayer. For example, like if you wanted to go be a pirate, you can do your tiny ship or you can get your own freighter. But like, there's only so much one person can manage on a ship.
That's true. Yeah.
So let's say, because you can move around your freighter, right?
Yeah, you can walk around in it.
They can do like a. Have you ever played like Faster Than Light or heard of the game?
I've heard of it. I've never played it though.
Where you essentially like the ship battles are essentially like. So ship just kind of float in front of each other, and you play the people inside, and you have to go to each station to like do something. Like, so if you want to fight, you have to walk your person up over there, press buttons,
Oh,
shit to
okay.
fight. If you take damage and you need to do a quick repair, you have to go over there and repair it. Or you
I
have
see.
To
So it's like
power
a
up the shields, you know.
So it's like
stuff that.
micromanaging your own ship in the middle
Yeah.
of a battle.
So like
it'd
be similar like that. Like I guess you can maybe set a course for your ship to.
So you mean like incorporate a crew?
Yeah, so like you incorporate a crew, so you could either attack it with just your ship.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can get onto the ship and take a couple things as much as I guess your ship can handle, or if you brought the freighter by yourself, but you wouldn't.
You can do so much. You can only
do so much. So if there was like 3 people on one freighter and you just on your one, they'd kind of outgun you because
more people on
a gun. Granted, that could start some griefing bullshit.
Yeah,
where it's like.
True. I mean, that's why it depends on how their multiplayer is going to play out.
Yeah.
Whether it's just party-based or open server-based.
Yeah. But it would... I love that idea where you can just be... Because, again, there's just fucking quintillion planets. If you don't want to fuck with these people, leave.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, imagine... And not just that. Imagine setting course to a site, porting in, and then there's like, a row of... a row of, like, Alliance capitalist ships. And I'm like, all right, just hammerhead through that shit.
Right.
And then just take everything they got.
Right.
And then whatever you... And then... Once everything's done, just port your way out of that system, and then just start anew.
Right, and then
or like repair,
or maybe do a thing where so that you can't grief as much. Is like I don't know. Once you port out of the system, they can track you, but they can't like
GTA, like with like a star system, like you'd be wanted in a sense.
Yeah. So let's say I guess first let's say there was a classic. What is it? GTA. It's like 5 stars.
Yeah.
So 1, 2 stars. You get 1 star. When you port into if someone else sees you, they know that you've done some shit. That's it. That's all. 2 stars, maybe like you hit NPC police or kind of they'll turn up on you and try to fight you every so often.
Yeah, like maybe like a couple of fighters.
Right, and like at 3, it's at that point when it's like they can like maybe part of the alliance is you can be part of the police.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go after people that are like that. So if they have 3 stars or more, you can see them like on the like if they're in like a general.
It's kind of like a beacon, right?
Like a beacon.
Like there is a criminal activity here. You can port to it if you want to intervene.
Right. Like so I guess there would be like either it tells you exactly where you are, or it's like it tells you they're by these 5 star systems or something. So go check it out and see if you can find them, and then once you're in the same system with them, you'll either see them on whatever planet or wherever they're floating around.
Right.
But at like 5, like you're like
you got like
public enemy number 1.
Exactly, and also you to get. I mean, even in the normal like vanilla 5 star, like there's like a bit of a star rating. And 5 stars, it will port in a military class freighter.
Yeah.
In to fight to find
beat
you.
your ass.
Exactly. So that could be this. They could be incorporated in the same way, where you have like both AI and players that could intervene in like AI is in terms of like military class freighters, and then players can jump in and help out with the operation.
Right. So I think that'd be cool because maybe I was a little bit overzealous to say like an entire like police force freighter would just come up and start fucking you. Well, I guess they could.
They could. I mean, it's done. It's been done in vanilla. Vanilla No Man's Sky.
So, yeah,
like just one freighter will come in and beat your ass, and then it'll just start spawning fighters plus the turrets on the current ship.
Right. So yeah, I guess you could.
And even with the current system, it will work because, when you port, it requires materials,
right?
And if you don't have the materials, then you're stuck in that system until you either
go to a planet and find some more.
Exactly, or you get your shit fucked up and your freighter's gone.
Right.
So that's like kind of a cool like reward and like risk compromise
kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Risk reward for being a freighter pirate.
Right.
But that's the sort of 2+1 kind of thing where I want to be able to control my freighter as well as even have freight battles as an option for participation in both being the opposer and as well as the intervene.
Right.
Side.
I also think like going back to the whole being let's say you're a merchant and you have to deal with pirates because obviously you do.
Right.
Like I guess there's not like a hey here's this flag I'm a merchant, but obviously if they see you flying around in your freighter, they're gonna be like oh that's probably. I guess there'd be different kinds. There's be the attack freighters and the cargo freighters.
Right.
If people see a cargo freighter, they're gonna be like, "Well, there's probably cargo on the cargo freighter."
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it's an attack freighter, they're gonna be like, "I'm not gonna fuck with that."
Right, exactly.
Or if you do, you'll get like some sort of like you'll get blueprints to.
Point is like there's the option. There are options
Right.
for both sides in a sense.
So if you're a merchant, like it'd be cool if like you can like hire people,
Like-
both NPCs or you can
Like a bodyguard in a sense.
Yeah, like a bodyguard, because you're gonna need it. You can't really like again if you have a cargo freighter.
Yeah, the attack on those aren't as good as like a attack fighter.
Right. So if you're going along, you're just gonna get fucked. But if you have your bodyguards, now granted, I don't know how you would stop like. If there was just like a pirate squad and they just come in with like 20 freighters into one system, you're just like, well,
I think that overload the system in general.
probably overload the system. But like, I don't know, like how would you make it so that you could have your cargo freighter? Yes, there's a danger of running into people, you know, outside of the percentile chance in the quintillion planets. But like, what am I trying to say? Like, how to make a bodyguard system where it's like
maybe
you need it, but at the same time it's not like, oh, I just buy fucking 3 bodyguard freighters and that's it.
Oh, okay. So one thing I could possibly suggest is have the freighter class fighters be heavily armed, like armored.
Yeah.
So they're just a little bit tougher to get because they have to be big and tough in order to carry cargo, but as well as defending for exterior elements.
Right.
But what if there was like a distress signal you can upgrade, for example? Like especially for like it's only feasible for like merchant for like what is it?
The cargo
class fighters because they have differentiate each fighter as different classes. So only cargo freighters are
the most advanced like distress signal.
Yeah, or even get a distress signal that would assist that would require maybe have like maybe 1 or 2 like NPC AIs that would help out. And maybe like the highest kind of upgrade would be like 3 max, and then they'd be like, because I know as of right now, I think it's either 3 or 4 pirates can like come in and invade your shit, and it could just equate to that if you're trying to defend yourself. And then, I mean, you can jump into the fight too, but risking your cargo.
Right.
But you can also maybe have a distress signal that calls out a distress signal, and then ports in some AI fighters that would help you out, and again. And then they would have their own little dogfights as you weave your way into either a satellite or your ship.
And then it would also signal any nearby police players.
Exactly, and it'll be even better in like if you get near your ship, there are turrets on your ship, so they'll aid in your defense as well. Knowing that the captain, as in you, is about to like land in. So turrets on your ship would have a purpose as well as will have a purpose of defending you as if you're being about to be bombarded by pirates.
Right.
So I could have something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's assuming they're gonna put that in there, but like
Yeah. That again. These are all ideas.
We gotta start somewhere.
We gotta start somewhere. This is why it's next. This is the next update for No Man's Sky. And again, Jarron and I may be asking for a lot, but we don't know what's possible. But I mean,
bits and pieces of what we said are in other games. Like for example, like you said, Star Citizen. You said they had a similar system, or was it
for what?
For the whole police thing.
Or
no. They had it before in No Man's Sky.
No, that is No Man's Sky.
Right, but like, make it more of a because I remember hearing one of the podcasts I listened to. They said that one of the main problems was that it wasn't too feasible to take any other role other than explorer. Like merchant didn't pay out enough, and being either a pirate or the police didn't really get you much.
Right.
So in this case, all those roles are completely feasible. So let's say you're the police, every pirate you kill, NPC or not, or I guess if it's NPC, you get a certain payout, but it wouldn't be a lot,
right? Because
they're NPCs. But if it was like a player, you get a lot. You get something based on the ship that you destroyed to add to your own ship. If you do enough, you'll maybe get rewarded with better ships. Or
what game is that? Because
no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
They put it in.
That's true.
I don't know if there's like that big of a police kind of
like just what is it,
feature,
like a meritocracy system.
Yeah.
No, there isn't. I mean, the only thing closest is that if you're an asshole in No Man's Sky, they will hunt you down,
right? Depending
on what star level you're on.
So yeah, I'm just saying, like, it'd be cool if they figure out how to
Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, I mean,
Integrate it all.
even currently right now in like Elite Dangerous, you can like buy like one of the big ships, and that's the reason why I would like capitalist ship battles, because I mean, there's no capitalist ships in like Elite Dangerous, but you can buy like yacht size ships, and then just be assholes to other new players and grief them for a bit. But like you can also come in contact to another yacht player and just like duke it out for a good half hour until someone tries to port out or dies.
Right. Though I know, actually, I'm just thinking about it now. There are games that are coming up with like competitive dogfighting. Like I know one's called Dreadnought.
Oh yeah,
Guns of Icarus is kind of one.
Right, I'm familiar with those titles.
But like, just do like a bare bones version of that for the combat if they need to, because it's.
Well, I want to call it bare bones. Like, I mean, like, No Man's Sky is ready for that. Like in terms of, because the flight controls are perfect. Like I've never felt anything so natural, if that makes any sense.
Other than Star Fox.
Other than Star Fox, on a console on a console, dual joystick controller. When it comes to flight controls, and essentially, I honestly do feel like the flight system is ready for a freight control system for No Man's Sky, because the controls are solid and they've only gotten better in these past 2 years.
Right, I do remember when I did play, it did feel great just flying around. Even when you just attempted to fly into the sun.
Exactly. So in terms of like the liberties of being able to fly, it's ready for like ship on ship combat, as well as, I mean, as ambitious as it sounds, as well as freighter to freighter combat. It all depends on how they're going to implement the system, or how they're going to implement that kind of combat. Because
if they do,
that's true. If they ever do, because that's going to be a lot of destruction for one thing.
Because you would have to account for what if they had like a guild system or clan system, didn't they?
I mean, just like,
or I guess they will once. Maybe they will.
They sort of have right now. They sort of have like what you said before, the it's like an alliance system with like each race. So there's that. Right,
but I mean so let's say there's a guild of like 50, 60 players, and then there's a rival guild of.
Oh, you mean like actual players?
Like actual. Oh,
players. No, yeah. There's nothing like that, because I mean, there's no multiplayer.
Well, yeah,
in the current vanilla. So there's
now.
Oh.
If they do implement that, how will they deal with?
Just grievers.
No, like in one system, you got one person of this guild just minding their own business. Someone of the opposing guild comes and fucks them up. So then. That alerts some more guild members. They come into the system. Now there's fucking 5 of the other guilds, and then 5 of the other come in. Now there's a fucking war of all 50. Like there's just 100 people in one server.
That would be really cool.
But like how, like is it like ready for that kind of thing? Like could it be stable, or would it do a thing where it's like there's too much
shit going on?
Whatever the ships are run on, there's too much energy of that kind in the system. Anymore will have a catastrophic event, and so you can't port into that system.
If I want to be honest, I want to say they are ready for that, just because even if they're NPCs, like a whole fleet will just port in as you're flying around, because trading. Yeah. So I would see that being the same thing for normal players, or just like a multitude of other players.
I guess the better question I should have asked is the PlayStation ready for that?
Oh, I mean,
because I mean they do have MMOs on there, but like, can they do like fucking 100-man battles?
Well,
in ships.
Because
they have Fortnite, they have PUBG.
No, well,
Xbox has PUBG.
Yeah, that's all PC.
I thought PUBG was on console now. Maybe not.
Is it? Wait.
Yeah, it is.
It's on Xbox though, just Xbox.
Yeah.
It's only on Xbox because of Microsoft.
Right, and Fortnite and
Switch
is on Switch and PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah.
But like they can do the 100-man thing, but like in a more organic sense, where it's like there's 100 people, 20 of them die, and 20 more people pop in.
Right.
Because they're what's the word? Reinforcements.
I mean, optimistically, yes. Realistically, maybe if there was a system cap, like if each system can only hold a certain amount of players, for example, like maybe 10, and that are like 10 isn't like maybe maybe not 10, maybe like how does Elite? I know Elite Dangerous has a similar system where like even though it's an open technically open universe, open world system. Each system itself holds like a certain amount of players.
Okay.
So maybe it could operate like that. So like they'll have a max of like maybe, let's just say 25 players, and that includes freighters and stuff like that. So it just limits the amount of moving objects within a certain system.
But then like at the same time, because like that means a guild could just take over a system.
Technically. And I mean I wouldn't be opposed to that, just because it does what is it? It does reinforce that kind of liberty as far as what direction you want to go in as your player.
It's true, because then again, there's so many planets that even if 700 guilds took over 700 different systems, there's still quintillion many other fucking systems. So
exactly.
You're just like, well, I guess I'll go over there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean the way and as well as they do it now, just like how they do now, where if you were to like before you put into a star system, it would actually tell you what's the it would tell you what kind of like threat level it's at. Like what is it? What do they call it? I think they call it I think it's like the economy thing, because like there's like multiple tabs that'll kind of show you the current condition of the star system, whether it's at war or whether it's peaceful or whether it's just like neutral. Yeah. So let's say that you've got like a bunch of systems taken over by a certain guild. It'll tell you what majority, or it'll tell you like maybe it'll just tell you it's overrun by a pirate guild or like a merchant guild or something, because it depends how you want to identify yourself.
Right. So I guess because then that would open up like a player ran economy.
Yeah. Where
it's like instead of just trading into the void market, like it's just like all these merchants have these different materials and shit, and you go to that system and they're all players. So you just like, all right, well, I got ferrite. You want some? Can I get some dublables or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying, hey,
so
that'd be pretty cool.
And just a last thing before we go, I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is asking for too much, but this is a very minor thing, but only because it's a detail oriented thing. Yeah. I would like, huh? Yes. I want some alien waifus. No, I would like. It'd be nice if they added rotation to the planets, because if you notice, these planets don't rotate.
They don't?
They don't.
Well, okay, like, to be fair, if you're outside of a system, if you're just floating outside of a planet, you won't notice it rotating because it's so slow. Because like when you're outside,
yeah.
I mean, I guess,
but I mean,
if you realistically sat there for a day,
I mean,
then yes,
but
like,
because I mean, the day and night cycle, I think, is like double between ours. So I mean, it would add some actual organic. Because if I were to, because again, this is very detail oriented, because I am notice these things, and it just I'm nitpicking this, because I'm sorry, Sean Murray. I know you guys are doing your best, you're earnest out there, but like, because if I were to like land on the night side of a planet, I would like it when it's day. I would literally be on the other side of the planet, because it's the day side,
right?
Or like it's. I mean, lack of a better word, accurate to what I'm orienting myself on the planet, and it's a thing. Like I would like, for example, I would want to see, if there are like 2 other planets out in the system that act as moons. I would want to, if the planet itself is rotating, that would mean those planets are also, moving, right, going in and out of my view in the sky.
Though I've noticed this about how the planet versus like its surrounding is, like when you go into the planet, it's not necessarily like the surface that you see, it reflects what's actually there.
Meaning,
like it's so like you go to a planet and it's green. It's gonna be green once you get there,
right?
But like if it looks like there's a landmass where you're going to, you could fly in and it's actually water, because it's like a different. Like mechanically, it's a different space.
I see. Like so, just by the programming.
By the programming.
Okay.
So it's just it looks different from the outside than it is inside. I mean, granted, I don't know I think that's how they just designed it for their system. They might change it with next.
I would like to, because I mean, even though it's a minuscule thing, it is an effective
makes it immersive.
Oh yeah, it doesn't make it immersive, but it is an effective mechanic because like, and I mean, in tandem to planet rotation, it also would make sense if it actually rotated around the sun of per system. Again, I don't know how much they can do because they're literally working off of the backbone of what was built up on top of.
Well, because remember, any stars in those systems were like skyboxes.
Yeah, I know
you couldn't actually go to them.
That's the one thing that I have a negative graph about. I cannot actually visit the sun. That's the only thing.
Granted, you die.
Yeah, but it's a venture. Because like it's the fact that it's there. I can venture out and risk my ship being boiled alive. Because I don't like drawing comparisons between one game and another because there's completely different, systems and backbones and all that. Yeah. But like Elite Dangerous, if you wanted to fly into the sun, you could if you wanted to. And sometimes actually if you wanted to go to another planet, you have to go around the sun because it's behind it.
Right.
So it's I mean, it's not just immersive, but it's a mechanic that adds to the immersiveness of how you have to play it, especially if you're going into like a not hyperdrive, but just like a hyper mode, and you have to like steer your way around the sun, and you have to it also adds a added threat because you could fly into the sun.
Right.
Like that should be a common knowledge that if you're in space, the sun is still your enemy.
Right.
Or a star is still your enemy in that case.
Well, I mean, I don't see how difficult it would be, like, because you could just make. Because, I mean, they already have the planetary celestial body, so they could just have that one notably larger celestial body.
Just be a star?
Just be there. But then again, like, if you've noticed, again, because each system's also effectively infinite. Right. Unless you pour it out, you can just fly forever. Yeah. And you can fly all the way back. Mm-hmm. So filling that space with this big-ass star, because the planets are big in themselves, because... Like, one of the trippiest thing that always fucking gets me is flying into a planet because it's like it's just fucking coming at you. It's I still get like butterflies anytime it happens
because it's still like the physics still it works, but it's almost at the same time it's scary because that's how it would work.
Right, but like I feel like having the star because it would be significantly larger than any of the planets. Mm-hmm. So like because it's so big, I don't know.
Because I mean, it could just be an added celestial body. Just instead of being a skybox, just have it be an actual burning planet that will harm your thing. Right. And then, with the added planetary rotations, all the planets could just rotate around that axis, and then it could just be an added element to your flying mechanic. Just make sure you don't actually run into the fucking sun.
Right. It'd also be cool if they added like neutron stars, where it's just like
you're
flying through, you get an alert, like you're about to run into a neutron star.
Exactly.
And then you fucking stop your hyperspace, and there it is, just big black thing in space.
Exactly. Or even like have variations in like the stars where like one just died and it's a black hole now, right? And you have to veer your way around it so you don't get sucked in.
I don't know if they'd ever do like things where like the system organically changes like that, where stars would explode and there wouldn't be that system anymore, and then maybe a new one would pop up.
Well, I wouldn't think that. I would just think like maybe like a system is defaulted into a black hole,
like a persistent one.
Yeah, like the system was already a black hole. Like this system is special because it has a black hole as its star. Like, and then these planets, or it's kind of like Interstellar.
Or you know what they could do?
What?
Well, I don't know, because that would break immersion. Because I was thinking like, what if like they had. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you. Excuse me. It'd be cool if they had like special events where maybe
like a cosmic event.
Like a cosmic event where I guess their black holes don't necessarily work the way we know they do.
Right.
I mean, like let's say their star does black hole, and you can still visit the planets, and now because of some weird cosmic radiation bullshit, all the materials like either are doubled or like there's special ones on each planet, but you're timed.
So it's like a weather event.
Like a weather event.
Except it's on a system scale.
System scale. So it'd be cool, like, and then that system would be gone for like an hour.
Yo.
And then it comes back.
Through piggybacking on that idea. Something. Piggybacking on that idea, it would be really cool if like let's say like Okay, so just imagine this scenario, Jarron. You're flying out, you're going to a different planet, and all of a sudden it goes dark. It goes dark all of a sudden, and then you look at the sun. It turns out it shrunk because it lost all its hydrogen, and then it just massively expanded into a red giant.
Fuck.
And then as you see, it destroyed one of the planets, and then it just got considerably closer to you. And like having that as like you said, like a cosmic event, something like that would be really cool because it's
actually, yeah, I could easily imagine like you just like you. I guess not much of a warning, or maybe there's like
it's like a time like a cooldown, right?
Like you go to the sun, you scan it or something. It says, or the star, it says scan it says like it's hella old and possible
like hydrogen depletion.
Possible hydrogen depletion, but you're like, fuck it, whatever. I guess the older the star, the more materials you can get at its respective planets. So you go to the planet and you're getting your materials, not really thinking about the star, and then you get an alert on your thing. It's like imminent star fuckery, and then you just see it fucking expand. You're like, fuck, gotta get back to my ship.
Yeah, exactly.
As this big bright thing's just slowly coming towards you.
Right? It's just becoming a red giant in front of your eyes.
Like, it'd be cool if, like, maybe, like, yeah, it'll destroy the closest planet first, but, like, you have a time limit to get out of the system because it'll engulf the system.
And then you can just watch it engulf.
Right.
And then it changes into just a star, just this one star system as a red giant system.
Right. Or, I mean, because maybe if that's too much to account for the whole quintillion thing, they could do, like, where it's an isolated incident. So
it
like,
just already happened?
It happens. You see it happen. But, like, maybe they, through some story bullshit, because, they had their weird alien stuff.
Right.
Like, say there's some sort of overseeing watcher that makes sure all the systems are perfectly balanced. So it'll happen, and then alien bullshit, and now the system's back to normal. But there's no more, like, rare materials.
That's true, yeah. So it's just like a soft reset in a way?
Like a soft reset.
I see.
That way, it, because they would have to keep it persistent, because I don't know if those planets are constantly, it's quintillion because they're constantly being random generated as someone shows up,
right?
Or like they're just there, already done, and then you go there,
right?
So because if they're done already there, then they could go with that. But if it's generated as you get there, then they could probably pull the system's gone and it's going to be gone for an hour, go somewhere else.
That's true, yeah. Oh yeah, just like a cooldown event in a way.
And then
that'd be
back,
cool.
but it's just a whole new something.
Yeah, it just soft resets into just different materials, different planets. And
yeah,
all that. That'd be
cool.
That'd be really cool. Or if it collapsed into a black hole, everything just goes dark, and then it kind of you just see the event horizon, like that just turned into a black hole. Holy shit!
It'd be cool if it like destroyed systems around it. Like the black hole's rarer.
Oh, right.
But, like, when it happens, if you're on a planet when it happens, you're fucking done because a star exploded.
Exactly.
But if you, like, so happen to be nearest in a, like, adjacent system, like, you'll get an alert, massive celestial collapse in nearby system, escape system immediately to survive. And you just see, like, out in the distance, like, you just see a huge bright something, and then it's just gone, and you just see a little black void slowly growing. But like, because each one's its own isolated incident, it just kind of be like in a general spot out there,
right?
So that you just have to fucking get out. So you just have to immediately port out. Though it would suck if your base was on one.
Yeah.
Because then it's just gone.
I mean, that's why you want to scan the sun first to see what kind of fuckery is dealing with this.
Right.
Like, have the sun be, like, another element to say, oh, stable, star, some million years old, and, like, stable enough to go about for another few million years.
Right. And while it wouldn't literally be a few million years, it would be essentially this star will never explode.
Yeah, exactly. So
you could base here. It's just a bunch of basic materials.
Yeah, you're safe. And then while other systems have like a cooldown event, cosmic event that could possibly fuck everything up.
Right. So you don't want to. You could build your base there.
Yeah, if you're maybe in your furthest planet away, especially depending if it goes into a red giant or like black hole or just explodes.
Right. Because I think it would be cool if like there's celestial neighborhoods.
Yeah, right.
And one fuck up could just destroy the whole neighborhood for a little while.
Exactly.
Maybe instead of an hour, it could be like a literal couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a public event, if anything.
Right.
Just have that be a public event that happens every so often, and then, I mean, it's part of the experience. Honestly, it would be a cool like experience thing for the player.
Right, because then you learn like, all right, so I should, if I'm gonna set down a base somewhere, I need to scan every system in the immediate area to know if one's gonna fucking pop.
Yeah, exactly.
So then once you figure out you're in a safe one, you can plop down and make your base and shit. Though that does raise the question: should there be planetary raiding?
In terms of,
so like, should pirates just be able to come to the planet and just eat your fucking base, or should there just be like a because not everyone plays every day. So.
I wouldn't call it a raiding. Maybe I wouldn't say raiding. Maybe it's just. Honestly, I would want to keep it the way it is now, because it would be, what is it? It would add a level of I guess immersion. If you were a pirate and you were flying around, and you happen to find someone's base, you could just find a lucky day and pillage it.
Well,
just have an added element of just like surprise for both the victim and the accuser.
Well, at the same time, I feel like yes, it'd be cool, but they could only raid it if you're online. Not if you're offline, because then it wouldn't be fair.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because then, like, people have families and shit. They can only play maybe a couple hours every week.
Right.
So they built their base, and then once you log off, either it disappears and you can't see it, or just make maybe like cloaks or something, so you can't like enter it because.
Or maybe just make it non-destructible. Like
it
could just be a it can be just an occupied space of that player.
But then it'd get to the whole thing, like, what if you just like, all right, well, there's someone here, they have a really big base, I'm gonna make a base next to it and then wait for them.
Well,
maybe there's some way to deal with that. Maybe you can't.
Probably. I mean, they already have a current system where like there's specified areas to build a base.
Oh,
so it's not like Minecraft where you can build anywhere you want. I don't know if I can't remember if they said they're going to change that or not. But that's why. I mean, in vanilla No Man's Sky, there was no point to it because there's no open field
right, it was just
multiplayer.
For the sake of building a base.
Yeah, exactly, because
for you house builders out there.
So I mean, it would have benefited more back in vanilla, just because since you're by yourself, you could just build anywhere you want. There would be no there'd be no disadvantage to building anywhere you want because you're by yourself anyway.
Well, they could take the now Fallout 76 approach where. Because they have their whole camp system.
Right.
Where you can throw down your camp thing and build wherever you want, build as much as you want, or as much as that limitation is.
Uh-huh.
And while you're online, if someone walks by and sees your base, they can just come and fuck you up.
Yeah.
But you can essentially still do that anywhere. So they could have a similar item where it's like it lays out a big ass platform, or like you have to terraform an area a little bit to flatten it out if you want to live there, or maybe there's different kind of camp things where you can build it on the side of a mountain or some shit.
Just for different varieties of building techniques.
Different variety of building techniques, or just make it more organic so the one could be wherever.
Exactly.
And then while you're online, it's there, and when you're offline, it's gone. But like, I guess. So if it's not there, because that would cause a problem. Because what if like someone's like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good place. You had the exact same idea, and you just spawn on top of each other. Yeah,
that's why maybe the current system, how they build bases, should just be that with if they want to go with the open world multiplayer system, because it does provide enough distance, because you're literally on the other side of the planet from another base,
right?
Or base building area,
right?
So it provides enough distance. So you can still have a war with each other, on the same planet, but you're enough distance to like,
and
keep yourself at bay.
If those distances are anything like they were in the base game, I imagine they will be. Those planets are still fucking huge.
Yeah. So
I don't remember if someone said I can't remember if they said that because of the way the game works that the planets were technically infinite. But I think someone tried to run around it.
Oh, really? It's like from their ship to
the other side. They went to one of the non-hazardous planets, so you can just keep going and there's no risk. Or no, I thought there was oxygen. No, if it's an oxygen planet, it doesn't matter. So you just keep going and see if they ended up back. And I think they said they did it for like a couple hours and they never got back.
I mean, if it's, I mean, these are what Sean Murray said back then. These are planet-sized planets, so it's gonna be a while.
Oh, so if they are planet-sized planets, then you would probably never be able to. Unless, like, maybe you can fly it, but
maybe again 80 days around the world.
Right.
That's because these are planet-sized planets. Like he's not. Sean Murray's team doesn't fuck around with these size planets. Like you probably have a better chance doing it on a moon because moons are significantly smaller.
Right.
In terms of like a planet that borders it.
Though I don't remember if you could land on moons.
Oh, you could.
Was that later added or was that in the beginning?
I feel like I feel like they were already in the base game, but only because I didn't find any moons until later on.
Right, same. Because I don't remember if I ever tried, but I don't.
Because moons are cool as fuck. Like they're essentially just tiny planets, but because it's really cool because you can land. If you land on a certain side, you just see a giant planet right above your head, like like the sky,
right.
And you just like build a base there and you just stare at it all day. But yeah, no, because moons are essentially just smaller versions of the planets, and it doesn't rotate. I mean, the reason why I want the orbit, it doesn't orbit. It just stays static next to its parent planet.
Yeah.
But moons are a thing, and if they try that on the moon, they probably could be much more successful because it's really significantly much smaller in terms of diameter, so they could probably or circumference, so they could probably do that on a moon rather than like a planet-sized planet, because a couple of hours is like nothing if you want to compare it to an actual size planet.
And they were just walking it. I don't remember if they tried to fly it.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly in the interview, Sean did say the planets are relatively Earth-sized. So in comparison to you, it's like you saying if you can walk around the entire circumference of the Earth,
right?
As right now.
Apparently, you can fly it in 80 days.
Well, in a hot air balloon.
Yeah. But in a jet.
Exactly.
Space.
But I mean, again, these are only wishes and only
speculation
I mean, by the time this podcast comes out, it'll already be out, and at this point, it should be just a wish list. So from the time this comes out, this is just like a wish list of things that could maybe happen, or maybe it could be in a development, or maybe even just talks. But I mean, I would love it to see. I mean, if anything, I would love to challenge Hello Games to even attempt any of the things that Jarron and I have talked about,
right? And
just to see it, be feasible in your giant ass engine of a game.
But we were serious about the space waifus.
Yeah, we are. We want space like waifu idols like shaped like No, we'll go with platelets. Let's shape
you're right,
platelet sized.
And we don't mean just like a normal goat like green, but we mean like 3 titties kind of alien.
Three titties, like tentacle hair, like go Davy Jones and like go Tim Burton, get freaky with it.
Fuck us up, fam.
Exactly.
Start a new waifu revolution.
But we've been going on for a while.
Yeah.
And as always, guys, I want to thank you guys for listening to us. Thank you for downloading you 300 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe 320 now.
Well, technically, I recently checked. We are at 366.
366, almost 400, boy.
Almost 400. But thank you guys. Make sure to always follow us on the social medias like Facebook, YouTube, and Patreon. I guess it's technically a social media. Maybe.
I mean, to be honest, I still don't exactly know how Patreon works.
Neither do I. But again, if you guys want to donate to us, it's only $1. It's only $1 a month to be part of the Weeb Wannabe Ebu Army. If you want to support what we do and support what we live by, which is waifus for lifeu.
Right. As always. And remember that promise that we made. What was it, like episode 2 or 3?
I think it was like 3 or 7. I don't know. It was quite a while.
Somewhere at the beginning. Where we promised, like, if you gave, what was it, $1,000?
No, you said $10,000.
$10,000.
Oh my god.
$10,000. I will show up at your house and fight you.
you want to get paid to be convicted for assault?
Well, not literal assault. I'm gonna tell you how you're wrong.
No, yeah, exactly. We're gonna tell you how you're wrong, but not just that. But we would actually, we'd use that money to fly out to wherever you are, hang out with you, even do a podcast with you for that next coming week. And shit, we'd hang out for you for the whole day or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a $10,000. We'd probably be there for a while.
For a while, but guaranteed we'd come by, get you, and we'd fuck shit up, fam.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something else right now. Oh yeah, Twitter.
Twitter.
Twitter was with the other social media.
Yeah,
if you want
Facebook.
And Facebook. If you want to fight us, if you want to like come at us with some bullshit, or come at Jarron with some bullshit, you can always tweet at us your wrong opinions, because that's how it runs here.
Right. Unless in the infinite quintillion planet worth of possibility that I agree with you.
Exactly.
But remember so you can also find us on YouTube, which is where our main RSS feed is. But that links to our iHeartRadio, Stitcher app. I keep forgetting the new one.
Listen Notes.
Fucking iTunes, Google Play, and any other place that has an RSS feed. You can find us, listen to us, download us, subscribe, like, comment, sucker cocks, do what you gotta do.
And as always, guys, my name's Jomel Socorro.
My name's Jarron Gaddis.
And we on the Wannabe Boo podcast bring you the latest and greatest game and anime news, reviews, and waifus for life.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you next time.